Angle's a unique place. There's approximately 110 to 120 permanent residents up at the Northwest Angle. It's got the only one-room active schoolhouse in the state of Minnesota. It's got Fort St. Charles, it's got Massacre Island. All the different things you can do in addition to fishing, exploring the gold mines, the waterfalls, and then again, the wildlife. It's just an awesome place.
The Northwest Angle is that little unspoken gem we have up here in northern Minnesota. And to get there is unique because you have to go through Canada. So when you're leaving Warroad, you come up to the border here where we're at and you check in with Canada Customs. You drive through Canada and all of a sudden, as a tourist, your pavement ends and you are now on a gravel dirt road to get to the Northwest Angle. A little bit farther on the line, you cross the actual international border with Canada and the US, and we have remote check-in facilities located there. The first one is Jim's Corner. You pick up the phone and hit the American flag and it rings back to this office so you can check in your arrival back into the US.
They call Lake of the Woods the walleye capital of the world, and for good reason. They estimate that Lake of the Woods has over 10 million walleyes and saugers. We have big walleyes, and I'll tell you what, we got them throughout the lake. Because of all the islands, we have so much good structure for fish. Not just walleyes, but multi-species. Pike, bass, jumbo perch, muskies. The whole Lake of the Woods has over 65,000 miles of shoreline. You couldn't fish it all in a lifetime. You can either fish in Minnesota waters or you can fish in Ontario waters. A lot of people come to the Northwest Angle for the premier fishing. It's a fishing destination for sure. But there's so much more between the history, the culture, and just the uniqueness of the area.
The Treaty of Paris was the document by which America gained independence from Britain. They identified a northern boundary. The main problem was that Lake of the Woods wasn't as simple as it was shown on the John Mitchell map. There was a treaty in 1842 that's commonly known as the Webster-Ashburton Treaty. Two things got codified, that Angle Inlet Point, and then the other thing that came out of that 1842 treaty was the north-south boundary, dropping it down to the 49th parallel. And that was problematic too, because the 49th parallel intersects in the middle of the lake.
It's the only piece of the United States that is north of the 49th parallel. Northernmost point of the contiguous United States. Most people don't realize it's actually further north than Maine or Washington State.
And for most of its history, the Angle was only accessible by airplane or across the ice in the wintertime because there was no road. The road was eventually established, so that opened up a lot more of the Angle to especially tourism.
We have about a dozen resorts up at the Northwest Angle. We have 6 resorts that are on the mainland called Angle Inlet, and then we have about another half dozen out on the islands.
I don't think there's a lot of competition necessarily. I mean, everyone has something different to offer.
Angle Outpost Resort is a resort right on Lake of the Woods, the mainland. You can drive right up to your cabin, which is one of the main conveniences that we have. It's 11 cabins right on Lake of the Woods, and it is a fishing resort.
We like to keep the fishing and the experience low-key. We don't guarantee limits. We don't brag about catching all these fish.
By and large, most of our customers are not primarily interested in taking a bunch of fish home.
We caught fish. Any monsters?
They want to come up, enjoy the scenery, catch some fish, have a marvelous shore lunch.
My favorite meal of the year.
Have a nice relaxing evening, go back out the next day and do the same.
We have people that's been coming here for 30-some years. They come back and say, this is the greatest vacation we ever go on.
So we changed this to 3, and then number 4 says, after that number.
Our school is the most northerly school in the contiguous U.S. We're the last one-room public school in the state of Minnesota. When I first started teaching at the Angle Inlet School was kindergarten through 8th grade. There were 2 years that the school was closed, 1992 to 1994, due to lack of enrollment. In 1994, when the Angle School reopened, it reopened as a K through 6 school, and then the 7th through 12th graders had to go on the bus to Warroad each day and back. Those students going into Warroad had to go through customs 4 times, 4 times a day. In the beginning, I thought I would be here for a year or 2, but just came to love the community, the people, the children of this beautiful place.
Funded by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund, with money from the vote of the people of Minnesota on November 4th, 2008. And by the members of Prairie Public.